Let's see, is this working? It is working. So this is Sir Randall. I am going to start a new tech channel. And what a good way to start the tech channel with than starting Windows from installing Windows from 1.0 to Windows 10. Some people call me crazy, some people call me insane. I just say I'm a little bit of both. Yeah, all right, so I've done this before. I was just trying to make sure I can get it streamlined as much as possible. I had a lot of issues with Windows Me, and that's why I'm breaking this up into two parts. That's why I'm going from 1.0 to Windows 98. I think that's really good, and I'm really can go from 98 to 10. That's a good halfway mark because pretty much from 1.0 to 98, it's like a breeze. It's where 98 falls apart, and people are asking me why 98 because that's the home version. Windows 2000 is kind of like the business, even though that most of us people who realized that Windows 98 was the worst OS in history dumped that thing faster than so it was fast. So yeah, yeah, we dumped that thing. I know that I went to Windows 2000 Pro. Of course, I think at the time I might have got a copy from somebody at work, um, or at college at the time. So it's somebody at college. Yeah, I got the college edition. So my teacher's like, "Here you go." That's right, my teacher did it. I skipped the whole Windows 90 or Windows Me totally fine, which is fine. So with that, let's get going. We are going to start with. Go here. Are you at settings? Going to make sure we have our storage. I have to set the storage up. That was one thing I did do right. So if I can, it doesn't show it. So we are going to add a IDE. It is weird. VirtualBox, Windows, DOS, like Windows 3.1 and DOS have no issue with SATA. But if you go with a IDE drive, it just totally freaks out. You wouldn't think that Windows would recognize Windows 3.1 or DOS would recognize SATA controller at all. But as long as you have that. So we are going to add we have to add a few things. We have to add a controller IDE, so we're going to add a CD-ROM, empty for now, and we're going to add a floppy. Add a floppy controller. Yes, I know. I haven't used a floppy in years. Leave empty. All right, so we have. All right, so let's choose our floppy. You're going to go and start off with DOS 5.0. All right. So now I have to, hopefully this will work correctly. So let's do this. Power on. All right, now we changed it. Perfect. Now that you get to see the whole entire thing. Yeah, you do see the file machine, you input and stuff up there, but that doesn't matter. It's fine. We're fine. We're good. We're good. All right, so we're going to install DOS 5.0. I wanted to start with DOS 1.0, but it gets to a point where it's overkill. 5.0 is where I made the compromise. So let's do this. Let's make DOS 5.0. All right, so we got that. We're good. 5.11 and 16. Yep. Run shell and startup. It's not. We can change it. I'll show you what the shell looks like, but that can run into problems later. So listed options are correct. All right, so allocate all free. I set 25 gigs, but it's only going to recognize up to like 4 or 2 or 3 gigs, I think it is. We can use gpart later to gpart to fix the rest later. So allocate all. All right. Disk 2. Oh boy, disk 2. I just love how fast this is. And we are done installing DOS 5.0. I mean, from here on, oops, forgot to remove the floppy. I think we probably ought to have done at one point in time. All right, so let's reboot. And there it is. But that's it. Look, I'll hit restart. Like, simulate a control delete in this DOS box. That's how fast. I mean, that flash is how fast DOS is loading. All right, so we got DOS installed. So let's do Windows 1.0. It's not really 1.0. I think it's 1.04, but it's the stable one that works the best. It's still 1.0. So it's the only one I can get with working mouse. So I'm pretty sure the ones you see online are 1.04, or at least 1.02 with the hacked driver version. So, all right. So what are we going to install? We are going to install to C, obviously, our hard drive. Yup. Continue. We have an IBM NCompatible. Yep. We have a pointing device. It is a number 2 Microsoft Serial Bus Serial. That is definitely what we want to use. We are going to use EVGA with more than 64K of enhanced color display. We definitely have 64K. I'm pretty sure it's set like at 6 megabytes of video RAM. Not sure if that's going to cause a problem. It didn't before, but sometimes, you know, when you go live and do things, that's where everything falls apart. So hopefully that won't cause us any problems. If it does, we can change it. All right, so build disk. Okay, hold on. I just got to select the build disk. I'm looking for that. All right, so this, I think we got it. Okay, sorry guys. I just making sure we have the right directory and everything's installed. Okay, so we need the build disk. So let's do that. Build disk. Boom. Faster than anything. No, we do not want to install a printer because we do not have a printer. And I find that funny today is that we don't use printers as much as we used to. Font disk. Okay, desktop disk. Desktop app disk, but it's the disk is labeled desktop app. So, all right, Microsoft Write. All right, we're done. So win. Yes, of course. There's the issue. I don't have some of the processor settings set up correctly, and that is my fault. This just showing you how hard it is to get things working in today's technology. So what we're going to do is we're going to shut down this. Shut this down. And we are going to fix some of those things. It's so if you're trying to get Windows like 1.0 and earlier stuff, and you know something's starting to get like weird, what you want to do, I could show that. All right, here we go. So what you want to do is you want to go to here. So what you want to do is disable this. That'll automatically disable the nested paging, which is very handy in later OSs, but in all these earlier OSs, you do not want that. What you want to do is go to Legacy, and that will fix most of the issues. So now that that is fixed, start that. We'll that back. There we go. And we will say, we will get rid of the disk, move disk, and go. Now it should boot up. 99% sure. All right, so we got win. There we go. Sometimes you just got to. So this is Windows 1.04, which is Windows 1. Not much here to do. Like you can have Word and DOS. Like you can. It's weird, but for all intents and purposes, like this is right, and right program wanted to. Can't really have two programs open. It's weird. Like you can have that, and you can resize. Like you can put it there or there. You can resize. There's some resizing. Like you still like look things, and forget about Windows scroll like or the mouse scroll. You're not going to get that ever. sometimes I think, yeah, it's what you have to do. But if you want this down here, put that down there. It's kind of like minimizing, and you can have it down there. I mean, there's some things you can do. Like, that's it. Oops. This is a test of Write 1.0. We are going to save this. We're going to see how much compatible this goes later. So we got save document as test. Okay, we only have 8.3. That's the file name format. It's commonly referred to as 8.3 means you can have 8 characters plus 3, which is the extension. So like command.execute or write.text or test.text, those are just saying that you have 8 characters plus the 3. So we can only have 8 because we want to say this is a text. So we're going to say win1o.text. I think that'll work. And it does. We are good. So a couple more things I want to do too. Like we are going to go into Paint. You're going to write, hello. I am not a draw or artist person, but that's as best as you're going to get. That is the best you're going to get. So, hello. Yep. We're going to see how far legacy goes and see how far, if we made one program way back in the day, if it would work, continuously upgrading. So we're going to save. We're going to save this as hello MSP. MS Paint. All right, good. We're going to make a card file. Where is card? Card. All right. Calc. Oh, we can show you calc real quick. Pretty simple. 8 times 8. 4, of course. We got that. All right, there's card file. Oh, we got calendar too. We'll show you calendar real quick. Make it something. Let's make a calendar though. Because we're going to be doing this all in one day. Let's see what we can do at 8 a.m. tomorrow. Relax. Yep. 8 p.m. or 8 a.m. tomorrow, we're going to relax. Save this as relax. All right. Good. All right, so we got clock too. I mean, if you really want to see a clock, there's your clock. Ooh. Okay, so card file, and then we'll upgrade to 2.0. Oh, actually, there's one more thing. So clock. Where's card file? There it is, card file. All right, so we're going to say this is Windows 1.0, and then 2.0 we'll make another card file. Save as Win. Oh. All right. That's saved. We're good. So close this. One more thing I want to do before we go up to Windows 2.0, we are going to set up our screen colors. We want to see how much the compatibility is. So we're going to set up our screen colors to see how much the screen settings and settings go from one to the other. Like that, and we'll make the menu bar blue. That's good enough. All right, just to know that we changed that. That's what we want. All right, cool. Very good. Is it your Windows session? Yes. We're going to go to Windows 2.0. So 2.0, here we go. So 2.03, we are doing the setup disk. So we'll do A, setup, Windows. We have this. We're going to say we have an IBM System 2 Model 80. Good enough. And we have a VGA. Now, isn't that amazing? Windows 2.0 supports VGA, so at least we have that. We have a US keyboard. We have a PS2 port mouse. That's what I set it up for. I believe I did. It could be a possibility I didn't. We'll see. All right, no change. Display disk. All right, so what's display disk? Nope, continue setup, United States. response disk. And applications and write disk. Finish setup. React to disk. And we are good. So now we'll start with Win. This is Windows 2.0. And as you can see, going from 1.0 to 2.0 doesn't save our system files, which kind of sucks. But from here on out, the surprising thing is our settings do save. So it's kind of cool. So let's do, we got Paint, right? So let's go to Paint. Where are you, Paint? I'm going to open, hello. I'm going to say hello to point. Oh. Save. So we added update. Notice that they got this like little kind of like a box with a slash in it. That's pretty much what's the standard until Windows 90 95. It's pretty interesting. Some of the, you can see some of the things taking place. All right, so we got Clipboard, which you can copy things. Calc, still pretty much the same, but it's not full screen. It's more of a Windows. Like you can see the evolution here. It's not. It's more windowish. It still lacks a lot of good things. But you're still using MS Executive for a lot of things to load. But all right, let's do the card file. Where are you, card file? Open. Windows 1.0. So we're going to add a new card. This one's going to be called Windows 2.0. This is added in Windows 2.0. Done. We'll save this like so, and very good. So now let's install Windows 3.0. We'll install Windows 3.0, then DOS 6.22. We'll go that way. So, all right. Done. Windows session, yes. All right, so Windows 3.0, here we go. Go to Windows 3.0. Yep, Windows. Next. So we have, yep, that is correct. All right, so disk 2. It's amazingly when you do this in a VM, how fast things load. All right, 3. And disk 4. Where are you, disk 4? Make all the modifications for me. Yes, of course. That will search all drives. Add all. And we'll reboot. Of course, we have to eject a disk. Move. Good. All right, so it's not rebooting. We'll just all right, so Windows. We are now Windows 3.0. It's a lot better. I'll give you that. Like this is starting to shape up. You can see where the evolution of Windows is taking place. They got some Windows basics down in 1.0, and they got some better things in 2, like you can have multiple windows somewhat. And here we can see a little better. Got a file manager. It's a program manager now instead of Windows Executive, which is nice. Looks better. So that's nice and all. All right, so now, all right, so now we're going to go to Windows 3. Let's change the things. I forgot to do something in 2 where you change the screen colors. They stayed all the way until 90 in Windows Me. I forgot to do that in 10, but we'll show you how it works in here. Let's do rugby. Yeah, we'll take that. And actually, we will background color. Red. Okay, there we go. But this will stay. If I had done this in 2, it would have imported it. So let's go. All right. So we are going to, let's see if we can do an upgrade in, we can do an upgrade here. What we'll do is go to Windows 3.1, insert disk 1. We're going to go to the file manager and see if we can do it in here. Oh, you know what? That's right. That's what I wanted to do. You're not going to do Windows. You are going to do DOS. All right, so we're going to exit out of Windows. Yes. First, we're going to install our CD-ROM drive driver. I found it easy. Like when I was doing my first run through, that installing the driver was much more easier that way. And then installing it in Windows or MS-DOS 5.0, then installing DOS 6, it just seemed to work perfect. And I didn't have any issues after that. So all right, that is all set up. Now we want to choose disk. Go to DOS 6. We are doing the upgrade here. So, all right, so we got MS-DOS. Yep. We have an uninstalled disk 1. We do have that. These are correct. And you know what's funny? This is, okay, it took MS-DOS 6 versions include a backup, undelete, and antivirus. Before, you actually had to have third-party software to do this. Antivirus, of all things, was separate. They had Norton Antivirus. They had all kinds of different third-party ones. And Windows is like, yeah, whatever. So they finally included one. And guess what? The antivirus is licensed from Norton. It's pretty cool. We'll show you that, I think. We have time. Continue. We'll do Windows and MS-DOS, because that's what we want. And we'll do this. We want both of them. All right, install all. Hit Windows. Yes. Uninstall disk number 1. We'll do that. Disk. All right, back to setup disk. All right, setup disk 2. Setup disk. Okay, uninstall disk. Setup disk 1. All right, there we go. Finally got rid of that. So we got disk 2. And disk 3. This is the last disk, I believe. It is. All right. Disk. Notice how things are getting slower. That's because we're adding more drivers and more things, but it's still not slow. Like, seriously, it takes less than like 2 seconds for all this to load. Pretty good. Microsoft Tools, antivirus. We'll show you. That's what I want to show you about this. About antivirus. Where is it at? One of these has it. But they did license it from like Norton, I believe. And I wish you could find out a little more about it. Central Point Software. I think the defrag was from the defrag software they had was from Norton. It's been such a long time, I don't remember. And you can correct me later. I'm pretty sure I'll have some corrections, but it's been so long, so I'm going off of memory, and I think that's what it is. So. All right, so we are now upgrading to Windows 3.1. Let's see if we can upgrade it within Windows 3.0. See how easy it is to upgrade here. I know there's a lot of videos out there, but they just show you like, here it is. I wanted to do it in real time to show you the pain and agony. Yeah, you can't do it. Of installing Windows. Express setup, Windows. Yeah, we're gonna upgrade. Yes. All right, disk 2. We are going to say Sir Randall. We are going to say Sir Randall. Is our company name. That's what we're going to do. We're going to say continue. Yes, continue. All right, disk 3. Disk 4. I mean, I wish this install was this fast back in the day, but it wasn't. Five. Disk 6. No attached printer. We'll install that. Reboot. I gotta eject a disk. I keep forgetting to do that. So here we go. This is good. Vestas. CD-ROM drive. We're going to need that for Windows 95. All right, so now we're in Windows 3.31. So, as you can see, some of our settings are from the past one, worked fine. Programs we just selected worked fine. Wanted to scan for viruses. Let's see what else we have. Application. We got Paint. We got previous version. Yes. So let's see if we can open that. Open this in. Yep, works fine. 3.1. That's a 3. Don't worry. It's good enough. All right. Yes. This is a convert program. This is Paint conversion, so we're good. Oh, card file. Figure that out. I think card file is updated in this version. Let's see. File manager. Look for card file. There it is. See, it looks a lot different. It is definitely updated. And you know what? They did include it into the software. It's like you had to look for it. I guess he's like, well, I was kind of embarrassed about this. All right, so we're going to say card add Windows 0.1. Oh, no. This is not 3.11. This is Windows 3.1. We are going to install 3.11 here in a second. All right, we're good. So we're going to install Windows 3.1. So let's exit. All right, so Windows 3.11. We're going to have some fun in that too. We're going to get the network working and show you some of the drivers and things that and our internet and everything. I know that it's kind of painful, but you got to do what you got to do. All right, so A. Come on. Do it through here. We upgrade to Windows 3.11. Windows 3.1. Oh, nope. Still not that option. So this too. Love how fast this is. Like I have no problems going from pretty much from 1.0 to 98. It's pretty much easy. 98 to the rest of the way is going to be a bit of a pain. So I'm going to have to split those up as well, depending on how long they are. All right, so didn't import my settings of what my name was. So we're going to do that. So that's the only thing that did not follow over. I'm going to say our product number is 808135. That's a good number. Continue. All right. Disk 3. And we're going to have disk 4. Disk 5. There's 9 disks in total, but I don't think it uses all of them. We'll find out. Disk 6. We do have networking you want to set up, but we're going to set this up later just because it's just easier to do it later. So we're going to do that. I have the disks and everything for the network. Restart computer. See, I keep forgetting to eject that disk. It's not a big deal. Pretty fast to boot. So this is Windows 3.1 in 3.11 loading time. All right, so we're going to do Win. That's all it takes. Seriously, that's how fast it is. All right, so we're going to do our network setup. So first, we have to set up the card, and yet there's something interesting about Windows 3.1 is that TCP/IP wasn't really the standard back then. I mean, it was available, and a lot of computers used it, but in networks, but wasn't the standard. We have to install Windows Network, and we have to, so we don't want to share. So drivers. All right, so let me get my network driver. Disk. You're going to go to utilities. You're going to go to our disk. All right, so we're going to add adapter. All right, so we do not have the right video or network card, so we're going to add this later. So we're going to cancel and shut down. You can't do that. We're going to shut down the computer. In DOS, the way you shut it down is just power off the machine, and you're done. So we were good. All right, there we go. We're all right, fine. Settings. We'll change the adapter later. Like we are gonna choose like it's some really bad driver. It was the old one. All right, so we are gonna change it from Intel Pro 1000, which is a gigabit. We're gonna do PCNet, the AMD PCNet PCI 2. So it was by AMD, sorry, and it's the one that's compatible with older operating systems like Windows 3.11. So there we go. That. All right, Win. Oops. Win. All right, now we have the right network card and we have our floppy in. So, install Windows Network, drivers, add adapter, and unlisted. This is where we have our floppy disk. Okay, right? Advanced Micro, AMD, Advanced Micro Devices. So that's what we want. Now here's the fun part. Back in the day, you had to configure everything by yourself. Thankfully, accepting the defaults are fine except for the IRQ. So we have to set the IRQ to 9. That's the only thing that works on this install. I mean, it's not saying that it'll work with everyone, but on this install, 9 works. The DMA channel, we are going to say 0. Twisted pair, 0. LED function, yep. All right, we're good. All right, so we don't have Microsoft Network. We want TCP/IP protocol. So what I'm going to do here is I have to add it. Was not standard with it. You had to actually have a disk that came with your card, which I fortunately have. So we're going to add protocol. This is how we add everything. So we're going to add protocol. We're going to say unlisted updated protocol. I'm going to say floppy, of course. And there's our Microsoft TCP/IP 32. 3.11b. I think it's the latest one they offered. So Microsoft did not offer TCP/IP right away. I think it didn't come standard until Windows 95, which is the next one actually. So just waiting for this to install. All right. So we got our things. We got our IPX. We don't really need that. We are going to remove the IPX because we do not have IPX. So NetBUI, let's just leave it. Heck of it. That's it. We're going to set up. So we are going to set this up manually. We are going to use 192.168.1.145. Seems like a good number. That's fine. Default subnet will work. Gateway is our router. Don't need WINS, but we do need DNS. We're going to see how far this goes to. Host name is going to be Sir Randall 8.8.8.8. We're going to use Google's IP just to see how things progress and how much, all the settings transfer to one another. So that's why we're doing this manually. I could say DHCP. It does work fine. It does acquire everything. But in this example, we're going to set it up manually. So just to see if it takes the settings from one setup to the other. All right. Good. We have. All right. So this is where it's going to ask for. That's fine. We'll have work group. It's not like I don't have a real network here anyway. All right. Then sometimes you have that error saying they can't find it. That's fine because I know what it is. That's our driver disk, which some third parties did not do well on their driver disk. So that's why if you ever see that error, that's what it is. Okay. And you can see that driver disk is fine. So we need Windows 7 disk. That now. Go to one 7. Okay. And we're still, this one's really slow. This is taking longer than install Windows. It's pretty amazing, actually. All right, so 8. Wow, this is taking a long time to install a network. Come on. All right, so again, our system, our config, and AutoXBAT are renamed. So we have config 2, AutoX, and system 00. So we're good. We're going to restart. You know what? If I keep getting to eject it, you know what the thing is? It's easier just to remember when it back in the day. Now it's just like you don't remember, and it's in a virtual disk too. It's not a real floppy. So I don't even think I even own a floppy disk anywhere. And this is where things get a little slow. Once you add the network, it's just bad. So we are going to give it a password. Let's see what we're going to do. Let's give it. Let's give it a password of 5555. Yep. 5555. Right. Yes, it's not the password I use for everything else. I swear to you, it's just in this example because people have technology now. I've heard that you can actually get like your passwords from, clicks off, the keyboard. So just to be safe, in this case someone doesn't run the algorithm, I just use that. So no, I don't use 5555. I use 12345. All right, we're good. Now what we need to do is install Internet Explorer. Yes, I said Internet Explorer because it's the only one that works, and it works decently. So, file manager. Go to our C drive. IE5. Yep, setup. This is where it's going to be fun. This is really. This is what a Windows 3.1, an older browser, will do on a modern internet. It's not good. The only version of IE I could find was supplied by this company back in the day. It was archived on the internet, so it's going to ask us if we want to set up mail, blah, blah, blah. We don't want to. All right. I think it does give us a pop-up an error, if I remember right. You hit cancel, it's fine. It works fine. For something about, I don't know. Oh, Windows VM is not a virtual machine. It's kind of their Java. They licensed Java from. Here it is. They licensed Java from Java. They had their own little special Java going on. All right. All right, so we are now done with Windows 3.1. All right, so we are gonna put in our password, which is easily bypassable. At this point, Windows security is even a joke. It's even worse than it is today. We are in Tijuana. Yes, we are. All right. Now that we have that, Internet Explorer 5.0. Actually, it was licensed from Sun at the time. John just did. It's licensed. They licensed Java from Sun. Sun was bought by Oracle later, so it was Sun. All right, so we are good. All right, so here we go. Internet Explorer 5.0. All right, we're still loading. Give it time. Don't worry. It'll load. It's thinking. It's thinking. All right, well, you know what? Let's just do Google. It's definitely taking time. I don't see the driver going off though. So what we're going to do, we do have some accessories here though. Make sure our connection's right. So, FTP. Let's do. Let's see what we can find a free FTP. I think we can. It's fine. I think as long as it gives us like we can just say ftp.cnet. Oh, sorry. Bad. Apparently our network settings are not working. Now they are. Or not. It's blinking. All right, I think we got it now. Now will you work? This is, you know what? Let's just reboot. Yes, reboot. If all else fails, reboot. That's how Windows works. It's doing so well too. And then of course I had no problems with this last night. Though it could be I was using static IP. We'll just use, shouldn't have any issues at all, but we'll see. If not, we'll just switch to DHCP. All right, fine. Fine, Windows, fine, you win. Be that way. Be that way. All right. So Windows setup. Oh, we want to network settings. Fine, enable DHCP. Yes. Oh my God, to change your IP address, you have to reboot. That is hilarious. Oh, that is hilarious. Very good. Oh, password. Okay, so now we got our things. Of course. All right, so we got our internet working. The troubles of Google works fine though. Google works really well in Windows 3.11. Look, we got a Homer Simpson though. Can we load that though? Thinking it might load. I'm thinking it will load. We also in 4-bit color. Oh no, script is too large to run. Script is too large to run. Oh, it didn't crash though. I'm actually surprised about that. Some websites crash. Like if we, it's a really horrible website. That's just pretty the most oh yeah, okay, I got it. GameSpot.com. It's a horrible written website and it's horrible, so we're gonna go there. We want to crash IE. This site will probably do it. Come on. You know you want to crash. I mean, if you ever want to see an unoptimized website, go to GameSpot. That is one of the worst ones. I mean, it's gotten better over the years, but it's still pretty bad. It's trying though. I will give IE 5.0 its credit when it's trying to load. It's still trying to load, but we'll give it some time. Come on, you know you want to load. Oh, let's push Control F2. What is? Let's see what's the errors are going. Null is not an object. Object doesn't support this properly method. Of course not. It's too new for you to understand. Of course, some of the objects are not going to load. Oh. Still loading. This is like the wonderful world of waiting for Windows to do its thing. The internet, it was pretty bad back then. I mean, it was amazing when it first came out. We're like, oh wow, this is a whole another world out there. I had dial-up at the time. I think my first computer had dial-up, and we had to use dial-up to get to the internet. Thankfully, though, we didn't have to pay any long distance charges, any long distance charges, because we paid a monthly fee for like so many minutes, which is stupid. They really didn't have unlimited back then. They really wanted to charge you. So, but we had a company that didn't charge. Like it just cut you off once you logged in. You didn't have enough. They just like, no, you didn't have it, which is fine. It saved you money because you can keep track of time. It was different back then. But so even though like if you had CompuServe, AOL back then, if you didn't have a local number, you had to pay long distance on top of the minutes used. It was pretty much they gouged you for every minute back then. And there were people who had addiction problems back then too. Like they couldn't. Like there were some people who were getting like 1,200, $1,800 bills a month because they were playing games on CompuServe, like online games. I mean, it's not much of an. I guess addiction is still here. I'm surprised GameSpot did not take this down. The other day it was crashing like crazy on some sites. What site did I go to? I think it crashed on its own Microsoft site. Yep. Okay. Yep. Can't display that. Oh, I'm wrong. What the heck is going on? These things are rendering. See, look, there's no CSS or anything or HTML5, so all this stuff is just even the images. Like some the PNG was not supported back then either. So like a lot of these images. Oh, look at there's Xbox One image, Windows 10, Windows 10 PCs. Let's see what we have for Windows 10 PCs. Do that. And if you do not send this warning. Oh, okay. Here's the issue. A lot of the sites now are encrypted with SSL. So you have HTTPS, which is SSL. This version does not support any of the newer SSL certificates or encryptions. This is only a 40-bit cipher strength. That is it. You can. That's what was the standard back then. So a lot. If you see HTTPS, is not going to load. Then we're good. All right. You know what? We're fine. So we are going to take a snapshot here because just in case something crashes, we are good. Snapshot. We are going to say when Windows 3.11, just in case something happens. I always like to have a snapshot if you're in. All right, so at least we know if something goes wrong, we can revert back to this. So let's install Windows 95. Disk. Windows 95 upgrade. Floppy. It's just. All right. Setup. Continue. I was going to show you Netscape, but it's worse than Windows or Internet Explorer, which is hard to say. Back in the day, Netscape Navigator was way better, but for rendering new sites, IE5 it renders newer sites better than Netscape does. Go figure. All right. So we're going to collect information about your computer. Good. That's good. Yes, we want to install Windows. We want to upgrade. We want to keep this upgrade going. We want to keep every single file. Save system files? Yes, we are going to do this the proper way. We are going to save every single system file just because we can. Even though I never really upgraded. I think I upgraded once or twice, but I never saved any of the system files. Like whatever, if I have to, I'll just reinstall on top of it. But for this upgrade process, we're going to save everything. So we're going to say yes. We are going to save everything. Just in case we decide to roll back. Or just have the files there just wasting up time or space to see how unstable we can make our upgrades. All right, so I gotta get my CD key now. All right, CD key, where are you? I am going to have to blank out the screen because this is my the way it is. Just so I can. Not sure how it is broadcasting serial keys online is yet, so we're just gonna blank it out just to make sure. So, key. All right, got my key. We're going just to blank out the screen. Just a second. Oh, as I enter these, and it's funny because it's like numbers only. It's like so it's 3 numbers dash and then 7 numbers after. Uh, they've changed that quite a bit. Now it's alphanumeric where you have numbers and numbers or letters and numbers. All right, we have a sound card. So analyzing your computer. This isn't so bad. It goes pretty fast compared to 98. That is where it falls apart. So it's a little slow at 98. And that's why I want to break it up into 2 because I'm pretty sure 98 will take 30 minutes on its own. Okay, so we're still waiting for it to analyze the computer. Come on, analyze. Still analyzing. All right, cool. We are not installing the Microsoft Network because you need a username and password. Go through that. So we are not going to use mail or fax because we don't have a modem at all. It's still so from Windows 3.0, I believe that we did this. It's still carrying all this information over. This is from Windows 3.1 for the root group and stuff. Pretty cool, actually. Create a startup. No, we don't need no stinking startup disk. Yep. All right. This goes pretty quick. This isn't so bad. 95 back in the day took forever to install, but on an emulated higher end CPU, it's no big deal. All right. So we are now at 100%, starting pretty much painless. 95, I have to say, is painless. We don't have any floppies or CD-ROMs in, so we have the CD-ROM in, but it is not a bootable CD. All right, password. I meant we can just hit escape and it would have done the same thing, but Windows security is horrible back in the day. Tijuana. Yep, they're going to do Tijuana. Start. Windows 95. Notice we still have our same background colors we set from technically 2.0. I swear that if you set your stuff in Windows 2.0, it would still carry over here. So, but it does carry, which is interesting that each upgrade does carry preference until you get to XP, and XP ignores all that and breaks all the compatibility you've ever had from upgrading. I mean, it still keeps your apps and everything in the programs file, or all programs in the future. Doesn't here. All right, so let's just see. We are here. What we are going to do though is shut down. We are going to install a video card. We didn't need it at the time, but we do now. We are going to install a video card and see how easy it is for it to dig. Because Windows 95 had plug and play, which was really called plug and pray at the time, because it wasn't really plug and pray, plug and play. It was you plugged it in and hoped it worked. It did not. It was in the beginning. It's so much better now. Pretty much now you just throw it in, install your drivers, and it worked. But today is nice compared to back then. We're going to do Sound Blaster 16. All right, we are good. We have Sound Blaster 16. Let's see, hopefully. I'm hoping. Let's see. Plug and play in action. Or do we? Fresh. The joys of plug and play. I know Windows 95 detects sound cards out of the box, especially the Sound Blaster 16, because it was a DOS one that was supported for a while. I know 3.1 and 3.11 support it. I'm hoping if we get rid of all this and have it rescan, did we just crash the thing? Yes, we did. Nice. Reset. Well, hopefully it'll find it this time. I found a PCI card. See, that. We're going to say apparently all right, so plug and play doesn't work. Windows 98 will be better. It'll detect that sound card. All right, so now we're up to Windows 98. Now Windows 98 is a bit of a different. You have to use a boot disk to install Windows 98. That is what we're going to have to do. Windows 98 upgrade. No, because this will break things. It's weird. It's just probably the way I've installed things, but we're an upgrade to make sure we have it. So we're going to start CD-ROM with we're start computer with CD-ROM support, and we can do the upgrade through the DOS prompt. It's the safest way, and it's faster. If you do it through the Windows one, it will take twice as long. I've found out. So check the hard drive. No errors. We're good. Continue. All right, I accept license agreement. And I think it's going to ask us for a CD key again. It's just to keep things legal. All right. Second, sorry guys. I have to do this. All right, so we got our key. I'm putting in the key right now. Alphanumeric, this is when they started doing it. Like it'd be like, A6, 7G4. Gotten smarter. They really wanted to copyright their stuff. Of course, it wasn't long after they had CD key generators. They patched that out so that you could had to register online. Couldn't use a CD key generator. It was fun back in the day. And even today, you still have people who can bypass the activation server. It's weird. It's funny though. I mean, hackers always had the one hand. It's just they keep getting stronger and stronger. Like encrypted CD keys and registering online, but we still find a way around it. All right, so now we're preparing the directory. So it says 34 minutes. We will see. When I did this on my test one, it said 60 minutes when I did it through the Windows, within Windows 3.11. So, yes, we are saving system files because, yes, that is what we do. We save every file. Oops. There we go. We're back. All right, I forgot to turn it back on. So now we're saving. Next. United States. Startup disk. Yes, we are not going to create the start. Cancel. Yeah. Disk. All right, so now we have 26 minutes left. Let's see how long this takes. Pretty sure it's going to be around 26. It'll be anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes because Microsoft cannot tell times and installs. Even today, it's still off. One thing they never got down correctly. Still waiting. Oh, look, ISDN. Yes, we want our ISDN connection. I think ISDN was like 128K. They've gotten faster, but I think the first couple years they were around. They think one of the options was 128K. I mean, that was fast. I mean, it was better than dial-up, which you got 5K if you're lucky on a good connection with no windy. If you're doing dial-up, you pray it was a good, nice sunny day. If it was rainy or windy, I used to drop connection all the time. Oh, and you know what? Call waiting for internet was horrible too. I just keep getting dropped. There was a couple of companies out there that actually had call waiting for your computer. Like if someone tried to call you, it went through the internet, and you could say, okay, it'll stop the modem and like put it on pause, and then you pick up the phone, talk, and then hang up, and then resume. It was really cool. It was something that it was cool back in the day. But then we got DSL and cable, pretty much for the two. I mean, Google's now rolling out fiber. Of course, the ISP is giving a lot of resistance to that, but I'm hoping that Google Fiber will roll out everywhere, because it'll give competition, which is very needed, because you have places like, it's pretty much one ISP per city. I mean, we're lucky we have two here, but there's some that are just one, and that's it. And the prices are fixed. They won't do anything about it. It's just, and they have like these contracts, like only one cable company can be in a city. Some cities have, one or more, but most just have one. And it is sad that it's so bad that it's total monopoly. Total monopoly. And I'm hoping that Google Fiber changes that and drives the price down, which it needs to be. I mean, internet has been so expensive for so long. It's cheap now. It is cheap. So, 22 minutes. Yay. We can talk about internet. I remember I think one of the very first websites I ever been to that I can remember. What was it? It was called Arcadium. It was like a video game place where people talked about video games and stuff. There was a chat. And this is before pop-up blockers were even allowed. So in chat, this is how simple and primitive these chat rooms were. Back in the days, if you typed in a web address into the channel, or you PM'd it to somebody, it automatically opens. Like, it didn't ask you if you want to open, it just opened it. So it opened. If you really hated somebody, you would spam them like 50 links. It would crash your computer. It was madness back then. If you wanted to, you could crash someone's computer easily just by sending them a bunch of links. Because back then you couldn't. I mean, today you could have 300-400 tabs open, and your computer's fine. But back in the day, you had like five or more open. Your computer was just, it didn't have tabs, it had Windows. But you had five or more, it'd be horrible. All right, so now we are rebooting. That was one of the websites. I don't remember. CNET Radio was a really good, um, back in the day. CNET Radio was when I was in college. They had really cool, because college had T1 lines, or T1 or T3. I can remember it was fast back then. I was like, oh my god, this is what the internet's like without dial-up. So I spent most of my days in college, in the computer lab, just downloading things, because it was just so fast. It was just blazingly fast. I was like, oh my god, this is like night and day. But CNET Radio, I used to listen to that a lot. And back in the day, it was really cool, because you get to hear like news updates, what's going on in the computer world, a lot of different reviews and stuff. It was really cool. Back in the day, CNET was really cool. The CNET Radio was really good. Then they phased that out. I think it was Brian Cooley. Yeah, it was Brian Cooley. He just had that internet radio voice, and it was really cool. I liked it. It was really good. And they got rid of it. I was just reading articles and stuff. They don't really have any good podcasts on technology. I mean, you guys might have a whole bunch. You might listen, post in chat or post in description. Like, that's fine. I understand. Everyone has their own taste. But to me, there's not really any good ones out there. Ars Technica, though, that's a really good website where you can read. But and then they have some like audio, video reviews and stuff. But as like a recurring, there's not out there that are that good anymore. not. All right, we have 51%. We had 10 minutes left. This is going faster than I thought it would be. So, might be able to get this done in an hour and a half. And we'll probably do, we'll probably take up to two. In part two, it'll take 2 hours. I guarantee you it'll take 2 hours. I guarantee you. At least, at least. We might have to break it up. We'll see tomorrow, though. I'm going to try to do 98 to 10 tomorrow. If not, we'll just break it up to see how long it is. We'll try. But I'm thinking in the next video, we'll see what we can do. So, now it's doing plug and play. It should detect a sound card. It should. We'll see. I think this is where to. Oh, it's fine. Awesome. Restart. Yes. Restart now. Yes, at least we got our first error here. All right, hopefully just restarting will fix that. I mean, last time I had that error, I just restarted and it was fine. I looked it up online, it wasn't that big of a deal. But the famous blue screen of death, that is where it all started, was Windows 95. Because it happened most often on that OS. Because it was just, the new OS. It was like new shell things are trying out. They really didn't polish it out until like Windows 98 Second Edition. That's where things were just blazingly fast. Things were polished. They worked well. And then they released Windows Me, which took that and just trashed it all. I had so many issues with Windows Me in this computer. It's still loading. First time setup, I guess. I don't know if you could see it, but on the bottom, you could see the bar going across. So we will see. We'll give it a couple more minutes, and if it has any more issues, we'll restart. Hopefully, the third restart will fix everything. If not, we'll take a look and see. Oh, this is slow. But you see at the bottom, you see the hard disk, CD-ROM, floppy, network. That's USB. You can like patch USB. Shared folder, monitors. You can actually set up virtual monitors. Like you can say, hey, this is 2 windows. And it's really good for testing environments. I had VMware. VMware is on the server is probably the best virtualization software. We use that all the time at work. We set up all kinds of things. But for testing environments, I find VirtualBox to be the easiest. Like you can have like multiple OSs running. As long as you have the CPU power and the memory to do it, you can set up a nice virtual network inside and test things out. So it's good. And that if you have an OS that or a program you want to test out in dual screen mode, you can do that too. It's VirtualBox is the better test bed virtual for like an in labs and stuff. I love VMware. Don't get me wrong. VMware is great on the server, but when it comes to connecting everything and testing. Yeah. All right. Oh, this is taking too long. Are going reset. Yes. Let's try C. What got? Yeah, there we go. Third time's the charm. I think those online videos that show you from 1.0 to 10, they don't show you the whole process. And yes, this is where you get to see everything. Like, I think they cut those out. They probably have no problems. I mean, there could be, but I'm pretty sure if there was, they just cut it out. But they're sped up and they're definitely edited. So this is the whole in its all entire glory. For the most part, it's seamless. I mean, we had a couple of Windows errors, but other than that, from Windows 1.0 to 3.11, no issues at all. Seamless. It didn't have a single issue. It worked except for the DCHP, which I'm thinking about now. I could probably made a typo in the IP address I had. Um, I probably did. I didn't double check that. That was my bad. It's probably what it is. I bet you anything made a typo in the IP address and didn't check it, which is my fault. So, but for the most part, that was the only issue we had, and I'm going to blame that one on user error, which would be my fault. All right, Windows setting up programs. Are almost done with part one. We'll check out a few things to see how the compatibility is through this up until 98. We'll load up card file. I'm pretty sure card file was not updated after Windows 3.1. Paint, though, we can check out Paint and see if we can open up our old card file or open old Paint file we had. We got 8 minutes left, 7 minutes. We're getting down to the line. Oh, nice. Of course. Another, of course. These are the updated versions. Like these are updates, upgrade options. So like all the OSs I had, if there's an upgrade option, of course, Windows 2, 1 to 2, no upgrade option. 3, no upgrade option. 3, there were 3.11, I think it had an upgrade option. There are all upgrades if I had it, and that's what we wanted to do because installing a new OS on top of it, it just pretty much like installing a new one, just all the files there. I didn't want to do that. I want to keep the compatibility of. I just wanted to keep the this is an upgrade process. We want to upgrade, not replace everything. 7 minutes left. But yeah, I miss the old days somewhat. I'm so happy that we have all this technology though. Like we have cable modems now. Pretty much everybody has cable or DSL or fiber nowadays. It's so much better. Internet has changed dramatically. Pretty much unlimited for the most part. You have people like Comcast and a couple other people that are or AT&T especially. Oh yeah, so AT&T and Comcast have data caps. That needs to go. It really, even though Comcast upgraded their data cap to 1 gig or 1 terabyte now, it used to be like 25 or 50 gigabytes. and then they're like, oh, we'll do 100, and then now they're up to like 1 terabyte. It was sad. It's like you actually had to watch how much you downloaded, especially in the technology that we have now, and we have things like digital download. Like I pretty much download all my games through Steam, and even on my Wii U that I have, I download games digitally, most of them, unless I can find a disc for them, and I'll do it that way. But most everything I digitally download, and that stuff adds up quick. They just need to realize that not everyone's going to use the whole entire bandwidth like 24/7. Those people you probably want to keep an eye on. But the people who like download, like maybe they have like 4 or 5 hours they're downloading constantly, that's fine. But it's ridiculous. I feel like they're just charging you. And if you go over, they charge you an arm and a leg. I don't know if anyone has any experience with going over your data cap on your ISP. Let me know how much they charge you for going over, as that is a horrible. From the stories I heard, it was pretty much an ass rape. That's what I got. What I got from it. Right, so we are down to 2 minutes. Hopefully, it'll be done soon. That's just done in an hour and a half. That's probably where it's going to end at. So, pretty good. From 1.0 to XP, we've gotten to an hour and a half. Not too shabby. It would have probably been faster if we didn't have those lockups, but oh well. This is Windows, so you expect those every once in a while. All right, this is our first time booting. Hopefully, it detected our sound card. Plug and play should have worked. Yes. I'll do it. Did it lock up? It completely locked up. Oh, this is amazing. Gonna restart? We'll restart it. It could be a setting though I have in my VirtualBox. We will give it. I think so. Most of the settings should be fine. We will check it though. If it comes up with more errors. I'll load this time. Yay! No errors. Oh, oh well, that didn't work as planned. All right, we're back here. Let's see. On Windows. You can do it. This should also give you a reason why, just to save your files and do a fresh install every time. Because in upgrading can cause issues. This is definitely one of those times. Oops. Wants a new password? That's fine. Microsoft Internet Explorer 4.0. So we upgraded to 98 and we went backward for Internet Explorer 4.0. That's just nice. We definitely do the FAT32 converter, but we will do that next session. We have to convert because we're running now is on FAT16, so we need to do a FAT32 conversion so we can upgrade to me, and then we can go from me to XP. Yeah, so because that way we can increase our hard drive with departed. I didn't have too much luck doing it with FAT16. I didn't detect our sound card, which is fine. It's fine. Wasn't expecting to. I could get the drivers, but it's not that big. I'm going to do a quick restart, make sure everything is working. I had some mouse issues, so believe it or not, 98 is 1,000 times better than me. That is for sure. No, I think there's something wrong with VirtualBox itself. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna shut down, restart VirtualBox real quick. I was expecting more issues than we had, but I'm happy that that's all it was. All right, so back up. Fine. I wonder what's not picking up. Finally. We have mouse issues. All right, well, we made it to this far. No, we don't want to do that. We made it this far. I'm probably going to reinstall on top of it one more time. Do an upgrade or repair. Obviously, the mouse isn't. Keyboard works though. But we'll save that for next time. For the most part, it's working. So we got it. Well, just do Windows Update for the heck of it. I can go through the keys. This update. So we will. That's too bad. Microsoft Update. All right, though, we are good. We will continue 98 to X or what 90 or yeah 98 to whatever we get to tomorrow. Hopefully 10. We'll see. But yes, in the next video we will check that out. So that I will see you guys later.